more so you jumping in with us. It's not a lot of talking. It's not a lot of priming and pumping to get you with it. It's like, we're going to worship and come on with us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a great move. And I think such a time as this, God has placed me in this position. You know, I'm honored. I'm literally honored every time. I mean, even just to be sitting here in front of y'all to share this little bits and pieces of the story, you know, it's very, very humbling. So, yeah.
There's a reason that people think Christians are judgmental and hypocritical, and it's because there are some people with microphones that give, you know, that justify that perception. So I don't know. It's like, be careful. You have a microphone. People listening. There's that, you know, there's scripture about those that teach are held to a higher standard. There's those, if you have a microphone in your hand, you need to be careful. There's people that are just too cavalier with that position. And just be nice. Well, I guess the reason I do what I do is because I feel like that's what God made me to do. And I think everybody's got something. What makes you tick? What keeps you up at night? You know, what makes you feel like you're alive? I think God made us all differently, and everybody's got their own fingerprint. And sometimes tend to box these things like into secular and Christian categories, or into like, I just have a normal job and I'm not in a ministry, or like we kind of categorize faith into this other box. And I think that's a destructive thing. And I think we lose how sacred just the ordinary life is. You don't have to fit into any box for you to be important in your work. Mm-hmm. And there is no more or less important tasks in the world. It's just, how do you do that? How do you approach your life? Do you consider it sacred? Do you do it with all of your heart? So for us, this is just what we have in our hands to do, and it's our way of being human in the world, and loving God and serving Him, and doing what we think He's called us to do. So find your way of doing it, and do it with everything.